Well, I just pulled in down here. Going to be hunting looked on the map, and I found what I think should be a pretty thick area. Phone's going off. And I've got a north wind, so I'm going to get on the south end of that thicket and get in a low spot. It looks like there's a creek that runs through there, and I'm going to take the saddle in and some sticks and find a tree and get up in it. My plan, it looks like on a aerial photograph that there's some ag fields to the south of this thicket, and the wind's blowing from north to south, so I'm going to try and get in between the bed and what I hope to be something that they're going to before dark to eat. So we'll see. I've never been in this particular spot or know exactly what it looks like, so we'll find out when we get over there. But we'll see what happens. It's 3:25, so I need to hustle. All right, I just made it in here. I found a tree I want to get in. I got a rub right here to my left. Wind's blowing kind of northwest. Thicket is straight ahead here. The wind's coming like this. I think I can get in this tree right here. Looks pretty good, so hopefully once I get up there I can get comfortable. There's some limbs up there, it might get in the way, but we'll figure it out. Okay, well, I am finally settled in up here. It's kind of tough when you're self-filming all the stuff you gotta bring, carry, pull up the tree and all that. So, but I'm set up, looking at this thicket and this bottom, and I'm just hoping that there's a green field back here behind me. I'm hoping a mature deer uses this the topography here, this low spot, to go from bed to food before dark. So I feel like my setup's pretty good. I'm really comfortable, and see what happens. that was a pretty buck. He'd have been tough to make a decision on if he would have got close enough. I don't think I was gonna shoot him. Good deer, but I know there's bigger ones here. He came in downwind of me there. He smelled me, but he couldn't figure out where I was or what I was. Ran up here, top of the ridge, and stopped, and then I heard more deer blowing on down there, way down there. And I looked back, and there's a coyote standing in the middle of the field, so hopefully he doesn't come up this way. If he does, I'm gonna shoot him. All right, well, had a pretty good sit this afternoon. Saw that one nice buck, and then right there at the end, had some coyotes, and you can't see it on video because it was too dark, but right as soon as I put my bow on the ground, one of those coyotes ran literally like right under me. So pretty exciting, but anyway, I'm in the tent. It's about 30 degrees, so it's pretty cold tonight. Made some barbecue there on the little camp stove, and got some food in me, and I'm gonna try and stay warm. You can see not much going on other than I got my sleeping bag and the quilt that Mom made for me, so hopefully it keeps me warm tonight. Thanks, Mom. Hopefully tomorrow a big one will walk by. Alright, well, I'm settled in here. It's good in daylight now. The leaves just constantly falling. And it's cold. The squirrel hunters are out in full force today. So I've heard a lot of gunshots already. Right at daylight. I mean, it started at daylight. So I have a feeling the gunshots are coming from behind me. And this kind of, the way the terrain is, it kind of funnels down behind me off this little ridge down into this bottom. So if they push anything out, there's a good chance it could funnel right here, right in front of me. So hopefully they run a big buck out of there. would say that those squirrel hunters pushed those 3 bucks right under me there. There was some shooting that happened, and then it wasn't 5 minutes, and I heard something walking, turned and looked, and here they come. They walked right in front of me, and then got about 30 yards on down the trail there, and didn't like something, turned and walked right back in front of me again. Kind of went back the direction they came from. So, hopefully a bigger one does that. I think that was the same buck that I saw last night. I think he was coming right down through here, gonna walk right in front of me. And for some reason, he just decided to jump the fence over into the brush and cross the creek and over in the edge of that field. So, again, I don't think I would have shot him. But he's a pretty buck. He's a nice 8-point. Fun to see. I'm shivering. I'm cold, and I'm like just excited that that buck, get an encounter like that. Just something close. That's good size. It gets tore up a little bit. So it's October 17th. We had that cold front come through yesterday. So, good activity yesterday afternoon and this morning. But right now, I'm just going around moving some cameras and trying to collect as much information as I can to prepare for the first couple weeks in November. I'm looking around for old scrape. Oh, here's a scrape right here. Look at this one. We even got some fresh droppings in that one, but I'm just trying to get as much information as I can so I can maximize my time in a tree over here in a couple weeks. So moving cameras and looking for scrapes and rubs and activity like that. I could very easily bump the buck out of his bed doing this today, but I'm okay with that. Just because, number one, it'll let me know where he's at, because I think he'll come back. This is a big thicket, and I'm not real worried about it. So we're going to go up and get this other camera and then try and we'll check out this new area that I haven't been to and see if I can find some hardwoods and possibly some more activity. I just finished up making my first mock scrape. I've got camera right back there, and then got my branches, and then as you can see, got me a nice, just took a stick and made a scrape, and then I sprayed some of the raw frozen scents scrape lure in it, and then probably see my tree stand there. So got a camera on this, and hoping that here over the next week that I get some activity here and come back and hunt it. I'm climbing up the tree here using the wind. Every time the wind blows, I try and do something I just looked out and there's a doe about 35 yards out there working her way through this thicket. We'll try and let her move through. I'm finally settled in the tree here. So what I did this afternoon was I got a south wind and I really didn't have anything prepared for that, so I just started walking this creek bed along this thicket and found a tree that I could get in. Now, out in front of me is like a bottom that's all grown up. It's like CRP. But I really don't have many shooting lanes. There's a lot of little trees in front of me, so it's gonna be real tight. But as I was climbing up, there was already a doe in here. I didn't spook her. I waited till she moved out to get situated. So I'm gonna sit here till dark and hopefully something uses this low spot in the topography to move from bed to food. The wind should be going, yeah. All right, just got back to the truck. Pretty good walk out of there. Super thick. Wasn't a lot of activity until right before dark. I looked out there and I saw that one buck rubbing the tree, and then there was actually a second buck out there with him, but it got too dark and the camera can't see it. And then I had that doe walk right in front of me. So pretty good couple days. Learned some stuff as far as how these deer move at this place, and definitely going to be back. The saddle makes it so nice to be able to just jump around to different places to check out, instead of having, you know, to go in and hang sticks and hang a tree stand and all that. So big advantage there with the saddle these last 2 days. So I'm going to pack up and head home. I've already got the camp tore down. I did that this afternoon while I was watching the Mountaineers beat Kansas. So I'm going to pack up and head home, and we're going to get Ian set up for maybe a crossbow hunt or a get ready for gun season for him tomorrow.